everybody. I would like to welcome Randy Gage to my VOK show. It's a great pleasure, Randy, that you are here. Welcome.
Hey, Yorka, great to be on with you.
You're ready, Randy?
I'm ready.
Great. So I know that everybody knows you, even though, ask me please the one question. I would like to ask you one question, very simply, but most hardest ever question: who you are and what are you doing?
Who am I? I am a Jedi Knight fighting the forces of evil. A guy who's made a lot of mistakes, took some detours in life, learned some lessons, and just keeps trying to enjoy the journey as I go along.
Wow. You said you are a Jedi of prosperity. I read some article that you said that some people, and you said I'm a Jedi. Jedi is a knight, right?
Yeah, that was, I forget which magazine, some magazine called me a Jedi Knight of Prosperity, of course, playing on the Star Wars franchise and the Jedi Knights from there. So, and I love the whole idea of the Jedi. So, you know, I embraced it.
It's fantastic, and that's right. Is that you're a #1 speaker worldwide in the field of prosperity and network marketing. And my question, second question is, where in your life, where in your breaking point, what happened? Because we know your story. So many readers know your story, your life story, and then something happened. Some break point. What happened?
Well, I've had a couple of seminal moments that I would call turning points for me. One was when I was 15 years old and I was in jail for armed robbery. And I got visited by a man named Baxter Richardson, who was the father of a girl I went to school with. And she said, Randy's in jail, he's in trouble, can you go and help him out? And he came and visited me and he said, you don't belong here. You're capable of doing great things. I've read your transcripts, you skip school for 4 weeks, 5 weeks in a row, then you take a test, you rate at college level or above for reading comprehension. You could do amazing things. And nobody had ever said that to me before. Nobody had ever believed in me. Nobody had ever suggested such a possibility. And there I was, having obviously made some very, very poor choices in my life, sitting in jail at 15 years old, wondering what's next. And I desperately wanted to believe Baxter, so I believed him. So that was a turning point for me. And I certainly think when I was young, 30-ish, I got shot in a robbery, left for dead on the street. They, you know, obviously took me to the hospital in the ambulance. They had the pressure suit because my heart was going to stop. I was in critical condition. They didn't think I would make it through the surgery. And of course, your smart viewers will have figured out already that I survived. But that was another turning point, because when you think you might not live and then you get that chance to live again, I think you look at every day a little different. I don't ever take a sunrise for granted. I don't ever take a sunset for granted. The people in my life, I relish and savor everything, because I know that just like that, it could all be gone.
Yeah, that's great, great experience. Great experience. And I would like to ask you this, you talk about the man who visited in jail. Is there, did you have any mentors, this man and other mentors? Did you have any who inspired you?
I have a strange answer, because not the answer anybody expects, because I didn't have any mentors. I didn't know how to seek them. I didn't know how to find them. And if I would have found them, I wouldn't have known how to add value to them. They would have thought, who is this obnoxious jerk and why is he stalking me? So I didn't have any mentors that I knew, but I created my own mentors. And in my case, I did it with my library, with books. And so James Allen, Henry David Thoreau, Ernest Holmes, Ayn Rand, these were authors that dramatically impacted my life because I made them surrogate mentors by studying their work.
Wow, it's fantastic answer. Thank you for it. Because I thought that that probably you were a like self-made man. It's fantastic. And you know why you have not a mentors? Because you said that you are Messiah. You say you have some advice or some basic rule for them how to start to be transformation from start the way to prosperity?
Okay, so let's clear up one thing. I don't think I'm a messiah. I'm very grounded, right? I'm just a guy, like I say, who's made a lot of mistakes, and I've figured some things out. That was a radio station. Some interviewer called me the millionaire messiah, and then I think the Singapore Times newspaper picked it up, and maybe Success Magazine or Inc. or one of those magazines picked it up, and things like that take on, you know, people love catchy nicknames, and I get it. So I don't, but you know, I don't have any delusions of supernatural powers. I'm just a guy who I've learned some pretty good things about how to be successful. And yes, the quote originally from Charles Fillmore in 1900, he shocked the religious community when he said it's a sin to be poor. And I still shock people to this day when I reference that. But I really do believe that. If you like, most people try to attach a very religious overtone to the word sin, and they usually want to make it a biblical reference. But if you study the Bible in the actual Aramaic, which was what the Bible was written in, the definition of sin was to miss the mark. And I think that's a very good definition, because I believe people were born to be successful. We all have the ability to create a better life for ourselves. And if we don't do that, we're missing the mark that our creator, whether you call it God or universe or destiny, the labels don't really matter to me. I'm not someone who gets hung up on those, but I do believe that we are meant to become more, and that's what life is about. That's what the joy of life is. That's why I talked about the journey that I was on. My journey every day is to get 1, 2, 3 steps closer to being an enlightened being. And that's not a destination that I ever expect to reach. That's a journey that I just want to continue for as long as I'm blessed to be alive and healthy and cognitive and on the planet here.
Expression for a prosperity, it means bohati, and in our language it means God and you. God and you.
Yeah, we have a similar aphorism in English. We would say the divinity in you. The divinity in me salutes the divinity in you, and so I think there's a kind of a universal theme that we all can relate to there.
If you have an easy, everybody wants the minute wisdom in one answer, but I don't know if it's so easy. But one easy rule, how to start, how to decide on a way to prosperity.
Yeah, creating prosperity is very simple. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it is very simple. If you would like to create, because the myth of prosperity is people say, money. It's hard to get money. And that's completely a falsehood. The truth is, there are trillions of dollars, pesos, pounds, euros, every yen, every kind of currency in the world that is desperately looking for something to invest in. If you look at Apple Computer, they have more money than many countries. They have billions and billions of dollars, and they're trying to think, where can we invest this? Because we can't put it in the bank because it gets 2% interest. It's not protected by insurance. How can we invest this in something else? And this is why the guys on Shark Tank and Jason Calacanis and all of these Chris Saka and all these venture capital investors, they're looking for, hey, where can I invest this money to make it grow? So how do you attract that money? There's only two things that excite people. Number one is show a way to solve problems. And number two is show a way to add value. And if you can do either one of those, if you can show people how to solve their problems, or you can show them how to add value to what they do, which means you can show them how to do what they do easier, quicker, faster, cheaper, more reliably, in some way you add value to the process, they will lovingly, joyfully, gratefully crawl naked over broken glass and throw money at you to get those results, right? So you just, no matter what field you're in, it doesn't matter what business you're in, you ask yourself, okay, who is my target market? Who is the perfect candidate to buy my product or service? And then ask yourself, what are the three things that keep them lying awake at night? What are the three biggest problems they have? Because if I can help them solve one of those problems or add value, they will gladly trade me money to make that problem go away.
Thank you. Brilliant idea. I look forward for the seminar and September seminar, and you will represent your new book, Mad Genius. It's right that that 24th September you will be live at Prague, and I will be the share stage with you. It's a great honor for me. I wrote you to email it'll be the joke that it's a share stage with the Gage. Great pleasure to share with Jedi.
Yeah, and I tell you, I love Prague. Prague is one of the great cities of the world. My ancestry is actually Czech, so I always love to go back to Prague, and I'm delighted to be coming back there in September, delighted to share the stage with you. We're going to have an all-day event there, and I know it's going to be really can be transformational for the people coming. We'll have an amazing program.
And you will promote your new book, Mad Genius. Please, can you describe more what will be about this new book?
Yeah, Mad Genius is a manifesto for entrepreneurs on how to think differently, how to think like an entrepreneur, and how to do the thing we just discussed. In other words, how to think in new creative ways. In other words, to anticipate trends, get in front of those trends, find what the challenges we're going to face, and then see how can you add value or solve problems. Because I believe we're entering the most cataclysmic decade in all of human history. From 2016 to 2026, we will have human cloning, genetic engineering, 3D printing is advancing like crazy. Artificial intelligence is advancing like crazy. Social media is changing, blowing up marketing forever, blowing up branding forever. Mobile, the fact that we're going to have 5 billion smartphones on the planet soon, that everything is migrating to mobile, that changes how we shop, how we buy, how we sell, how we communicate, how we learn, how we do everything. So we have all these cataclysmic changes like we have never seen in such an accelerated series of accelerated growth in such a short time period. And that book is kind of my manifesto for how we have to get to a higher level of thinking to be prepared for that. Because right now, nobody is prepared for that reality. Nobody in the world, not any company, not any business plan, is really prepared for how the world is going to change in the next 10 years.
Personal daily rituals. So it means how you start and how you end your days. Do you have any rituals? What you doing daily every morning or every evening?
Yeah, I'm a big believer in rituals. I have a section in the new book, in the Mad Genius book, about rituals. I think world-class achievers all develop those kind of things. For me, I do my sacred hour every morning. The first thing, I take about 30 minutes and I'm just reading or listening to audios or videos on personal growth and self-development. And then I do 30 minutes of cardio. So that's my hour to start the day. Then I go mix up my protein shake and all my nutrients. I come in, I open my email, check what came in overnight. I like to do writing in the morning. Then I go back to the gym. I do a weight training workout. And then I come back, and in the afternoon is when I like to do my phone calls and busy work and errands and things like that. And I like to clean my inbox every night before I go to sleep. I want the inbox empty. I want my desk clean, and I want to be able to start the next day fresh. And that's definitely a routine of me.
Wow, the inbox really inspired me now, because it was so many things in my inbox. So perfect. One of the last question, what are your values? So people are talking about the values, but I think that values are connecting to priorities. What are 3 most values in your life?
Well, really, my highest value is honesty. I want people in my life that I can tell the truth to, and they will tell the truth to me. So, and there's very few people you can find to do that. If you can get 2 or 3 people like that in your life, you're doing amazing, amazing. Because most people are going to pander to you. Most people are going to tell you what you want to hear. And everybody can get off the rails sometimes. At the start of the Mad Genius book, I related some of the analogies between insanity and genius. And there's a very fine line between those, right? So if we look at Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin, they were genius and they ended up dead. If we look at Michael Jackson, absolute genius, but there was nobody in his life to say, hey, wait a minute. You know, if you look at Charlie Sheen, here's a brilliant artistic genius whose life has been a train wreck because he didn't have somebody who said, wait a minute, Charlie, let's think about this. Maybe this isn't your highest good. No, maybe it's not so clever to do that, right? We all need someone who will say, hey, wait, time out. I'm your friend. I love you enough to tell you the truth. And this is a mistake. You can't go down this path, right? So Amy Winehouse was another genius who didn't have anyone in her life who could communicate with her in that way. So to me, that's my highest value. That's higher than anything else I value, is people that I can just tell them the truth and I know they will tell me the truth.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Randy, just a question. Are you at home right now?
Yeah. This is my place in San Diego.
I ask because I'm curious about the piece of art behind you. What is that? Do you like the arts? What kind of arts do you like? And are you make art? So some kind of out of
That's my artistic is writing. Okay. But I appreciate beauty and art all around me. And this piece behind me is actually a Colombian artist that I have 2 of his works. I have another one in my bedroom. He does this just amazing minute detail that every painting he does is just mesmerizing to me. So I have a couple of his works here in San Diego.
Thank you to be a guest in the workshop. It was a wonderful time, and all of us look forward to meet you personally 24th of September at Prague.
Oh, listen, I told you I love Prague. I'm so excited to come back there. We're going to have an amazing event, and I want to see all my Czech friends and everybody from around there, Poland, everywhere. I want you coming to that event.